G&T show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the G&T show. Our continuing mission: to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the G&T show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the G&T show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the G&T show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. G&T show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the G&T show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
This is
out,
Terry
fuck
having
it.
a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Boy, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
Straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the G&T Show, episode 153. I'm Terry Lynn.
Good morning. we are missing Nick this morning. So,
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
yes, it is.
Well, to my left and your right, and he's kind of covered in all sorts of technological gear this morning as he tries to figure out what happens to the empty mic, is our good friend Ceridian.
They call me Donatello. Kapla.
Did you go see the movie this weekend?
I have seen
I'm so
enough
sorry.
of it to facepalm.
I thought it was pretty funny that this weekend the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles advertising campaign was #1 movie this week. And I'm like, really? Did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles really beat Guardians of the Galaxy?
I have no idea, but it's the newest movie this week.
It was the newest movie this week? That's why.
Yeah, so I
That's
think
why.
that, you know,
If it just brought, yeah. Okay.
that's the
Wow.
biggest selling point.
Yeah, I heard and I've read some of the unfortunate reviews. You know that when you have serious movie reviewers say this movie ruined my childhood, that you're doing something wrong.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was odd. It was just odd. If it was like Space Aliens or something, it probably would have worked better. But the fact that it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was like, I used to like them growing up.
Yeah, well, pretpretty much everybody did too. I mean, but what do you expect from Michael Bay? I mean, I think that everybody on the planet.
I had seen a meme of saying Michael Bay routinely or regularly or something like that destroys my childhood.
He does. I mean, because didn't he do that with Transformers too?
Yeah. Oh, that's a blow I'll never forgive him for. So
yeah, exactly. Well, Alan and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend.
Oh, right on. How did you like that?
Oh my God.
Quite good.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay, so how did you like it too?
I want to be Rocket Raccoon.
I know. I said, here's the thing, and here's the thing about why I'm still kind of jealous about. Well, we'll see how the Disney writers do for Star Wars, but Disney writers, I swear to you guys, these people, Disney and Marvel writers,
those people must get paid because
they totally get it, right?
It's like, you know, they're happy to do their job correctly. They don't just, throw shit on a piece of paper and say, here you go, script stuff.
Yeah, well, there's the difference between writing for character and writing for special effects, right? If you had taken every fight scene out of that movie, every blowing up, which there was a lot of, and it was really fun, but if you had taken every one of those scenes out of the movie, turned it into an audio drama based on the writing alone and the dialogue alone, you still would have had me crying.
Right on.
Right?
Right on. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that first scene alone, Alan and I were bawling. And then, of course, they tie it up. Yes, it's simple. Yes, this is not, how do I say it? It's very, and a lot of it's very cliche, but damn it, it's cliches that work. work, and it's cliches that Disney and Marvel know how to use and use like scalpels. They're great. So there isn't a character in this movie I wasn't riveted by. I loved them all.
Right on.
So yeah, and then we have the little dancing Groot.
I know. I want one for my desk now. You know, a little one in the little teacup or the coffee cup, just sitting there dancing.
You know what? I'm wondering whether or not Disney can get on that fast enough to start selling. I'm just saying.
It's only a matter of time.
You know it is. The masters of merchandising.
Yeah.
So what else did you do this week, my dear?
I wrote a little bit, and I found out that Starfinder's second episode is like getting closer to completion, and I went,
Yahoo.
what the fuck? I'm so behind.
No.
So I started working on the teaser trailer for episode 3, which I'm hoping to. The agreement was I was supposed to have it done and ready to go when episode 2 gets out. So yeah. So I'm working on that.
So you've been busy writing.
A little bit, yes. And then, like I said, a lot of editing of audio.
Yes.
So, yes.
Shall we tell and remind everybody what they have to listen to?
Oh, that epic interview.
The epicness of that supplemental log?
Yeah, that was just totally awesome.
I was off the hook.
I think we talked about the book for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I think Dayton said that they actually somebody sat down and listened or something like that, and they think that we might have gotten 20 minutes of discussion about Star Trek Seekers. For all of our listeners, please head over to thegntshow.com and listen to the most recent supplemental log with David Mack, Dayton Ward, and Kevin Dillmore.
Yeah, where we talk about flavored popsicles or something.
We attempt to talk about Seekers and then forget that we're talking about Seekers. Having these three gentlemen in the recording studio
I was so confused.
It was.
I didn't know whether to laugh or face palm, so I just did both.
All I can say is one day I really do hope to meet all three of them at a bar where I could at least buy them a drink. And oh my God, they were hilarious. They were so funny. And all you can do is, you throw a little chunk of meat
yeah, and then you watch the shark
into the middle of them and let them fight it out. It's
and you kept asking, do you have a question, Mike? I was like, no, I just want to listen to them.
I know. That's exactly right. But it was almost 2 hours of complete awesome, you guys. Three wonderful Star Trek tie-in writers, New York Times bestseller authors, and they just go off on each other, and it's hilarious. So please give it a listen, and you can
no holds barred.
Click on the link on the website. That's what I'm saying. So, shall we get to some Star Trek news?
Sure.
Star Trek news? I am so proud to be a talkie geek.
We've got our problems with the film, which we'll get into on our dopey little podcast and nitpick it to death.
Star Trek news?
So congratulations to the always dreamy David Mack.
There's Legos?
No. Star Trek news?
Yes, the story behind the story. The movie that never was made. They got a Klingon!
I know.
Sold.
That's right, I'm gonna throw in a Buck Mackay rookie guard. That's right, a Buck Mackay for people. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Star Trek news?
And that's Star Trek news.
No. There we go. Copy and heading over to the chat room and hitting paste. There we go. We need to start off our show this week with the bad news that we lost Arlene Martel. We didn't really talk about it. Did I after last week's show?
Robin Williams?
No, Arlene Martel.
Both of them were after
this
last
week's
week's show.
Right.
Yeah,
so and Arlene Martel, most of you will remember her for her role as T'Pring in the original series. And we also had the opportunity to meet Miss Martel at the Star Trek conventions the past few years, and she was just an incredibly wonderful, giving, sweet woman, and she'll be sorely missed. And our condolences to her family and all of her friends. Mark Cushman, we know that you were close with her too. Our love to you and many, many hugs. Such a pretty woman too, both inside and out, But talk about, we can kind of, it's not really Star Trek related, but the death of Robin Williams was really kind of a knockdown for everyone.
Well, he was a Star Trek fan, and he was
That is true.
supposed to be in an episode, but,
Right.
of TNG.
Right. And if you didn't, if there are people out there now who didn't realize that he was supposed to be in an episode of TNG, now you do. He was replaced by Matt Frewer, who
that episode would have totally gone in a different direction if he was there. Oh my God!
Right. What was his name? Rasmussen.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great character. The guy who came back, or time traveler.
And I've been watching a lot of his movies lately, and a few of them. I mean, you can really get the sense that he really appreciated Trek. For some of the movies that he selected. Bicentennial Man. Oh my gosh. That's what I imagine if Rasmussen was successful.
Oh.
And then some other favorites. Mrs. Doubtfire. In terms of for some of his comedic moments.
That was the beauty of a lot of his work too. Is like most, and Alan and I used to have this discussion about drama and whatnot. To be a real true comedian, really understand the power of laughter. You really have to also understand the power of pain, of emotional pain, because you can't really have one without the other. So a person who's never really dramatic and understands the power of that pain is just never as funny as the people who do. And comedians like that are, and I'm going to say it, is going to be Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis is one of those first people who understood the tragic comedian. Jonathan Winters, same thing. Jonathan Winters could have you rolling on the floor, and then he would gut punch you with something that made you cry, right? Robin Williams was inspired by a lot of Jonathan Winters, and you can tell. And Steve Martin. Steve Martin's another one of those people who truly understands the human condition and how you can change that pain and turn it into laughter and vice versa.
Yeah.
Is our boy awake?
And actually, he's at Shooty. He's on a government computer, so he can't listen.
Okay, so he can.
He just wanted to stop by and say hello.
Hello, honey.
One thing about Robin Williams is in a lot of his films, it was the first time I was exposed to certain things. For instance, I think it was Mrs. Doubtfire, the whole idea of cross-dressing, the whole idea of gay relations.
Right.
That movie showed that and didn't really make a big deal of it. It was just part of his normal everyday life. And in films like The Birdcage and other,
Birdcage was great for being a remake of a film. I was because I was a huge fan of Cage à Feu, which is the original movie, the French version that The Birdcage was inspired by. And I was a little nervous about the remake on that one, but they did such a good job. They did such a good job of it. So it translated very well to the American cinema.
But he handled
and Robin Williams as well. Of course he did.
He handled these situations, presented them in such a way that they were funny, they were normal. It wasn't weird or unusual, or they didn't poke fun.
That's because,
I respected that.
Yeah, and I think that had a lot to do with, again, what I always believed, and it's something that I think that many of our writing listeners, the people who listen to us who also happen to write, that I always try to challenge them on, and that is Robin Williams had that idea that an actor should be challenged by a role that they themselves don't play in real life. That the true meaning of actor is being able to research and to truly understand a character who is nothing like you as a person. And that's why writing allowed me as a person to grow. When I started to write, I put that challenge in front of myself and said, there shouldn't be a genre and there shouldn't be a character that I can't or refuse to write. And I have to say, I get kind of elitist when I hear somebody say, oh, I would never be able to write that because I don't believe in it or I don't like it. Writing in that fashion to me is the same as acting. It is the ability to be able to write all forms of the human condition, even forms that you don't know a lot about, which means you have to research it, which means you have to learn about other people. And the best writers I know write, and the best actors and writers that I know write and act characters that are nothing like, right? Why is Stephen King so good, right? These people aren't like him. He's writing about supernatural, but I'll tell you, what about those people who write about murder? It's not that they understand and that they're murderers. but they researched the condition, the human condition that puts those people into that position. It's the same with Robin Williams when he was acting, is he would find a role that maybe was nothing like him, like he was in The Birdcage or even in Patch Adams. I mean, as much as Patch Adams was, a sickly sweet movie, the character himself was kind of troubled and very interesting. So it was
very introverted, and if I remember, wait, no, that's the other one where he plays a doctor.
Right, he plays the doctor. He plays the doctor who uses avant-garde means to treat patients.
Yeah, Patch Adams is where he's on the verge of insanity, it seems like. I was also thinking about what was the other one where he was a doctor in, where he's with Robert De Niro. Can't think of the name right now.
Awakening.
Yes, in that one he's very introverted and doesn't really understand people. He's
right.
So I mean, such a wide range. He will be missed.
And Cynthia, why would I say that Sori's not a good writer? Did I say that?
I didn't hear that.
I'm like, oh my gosh, if somebody thinks that I think that Sori is not a good writer, you're high. Then I apologize now, because I didn't say that. And if anything, the complete and total opposite. I think that Sori is an amazing wrider, and I love what he does with his characters. No, I love what you do with your characters, and I can't wait for it. I'm just saying. But his losses is great, and I'm sorry that I'm sad that he felt that he had to take his own life. It sounds even more sad that I'm going to say this, and people, this is just purely my own personal opinion. But after this week, after finding out that he may have also been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, I kind of understand why he made the decision that he did. This was a truly troubled person, and
it's a hard disease to begin with.
To feel the way that he felt about having the survivor's guilt that he did about all of his friends who went before him, to feel like he was an aging comedian whose show just recently got canceled, and then throw on top of it the fact that he was going to be fighting a horrific disease. I mean, I almost want to say it was almost inevitable.
What? His show had gotten canceled? I didn't know that. I loved seeing him on TV.
And so I'm just, my heart just goes out to his family, because I know the truly wonderful person they lost in their family, and that's really what it's all about. But as far as reasons why he made the decision that he did, you know what? That was his decision to make, and he did. Our loss, because we as fans will never get to see anything new from him. Boy, did he give us a library full of amazing shit, right?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Continuing on with some Star Trek stuff, we have some actually fun news. And we're going to talk a little bit now about Star Trek Axanar.
Yes, I'm glad we are.
Star Trek Axanar was featured in Space.com this week with a big news that they've, of course, gone way over their Kickstarter goal. And congratulations, Alec, and to everyone over at Star Trek Axanar. What a great thing. God, they're also kind of traveling and showing Axanar at all sorts of different conventions, too. Mike, what do you have up your sleeve with regards to Axanar?
Well, they've got 7 days left on their Kickstarter. They're shooting for they wanted 100,000. They were hoping for 3, but what they need is 600,000 and they're planning on doing a couple different Kickstarters. Right now, it's 7 days to go on their first one, 272,000. That's awesome. So
yeah, that's incredible. And that's really great.
If anyone's seen Prelude, oh my God, I had read early on that it was supposed to be formatted as a kind of like a historical documentary, and seeing the final result blew my mind. It's a little long, over 20 minutes, but oh my gosh, so these people are the real thing. I mean, in terms of an independent production, we
use the term unofficial.
Yes. and even, I mean, Star Trek Continues is also definitely deserving of the same category. But what makes the two of them stand out is Axanar is completely original, from top to bottom.
Yep.
They took a single moment or a single line from a TOS episode and used that as their jumping off point.
Right.
Whereas Continues, it's all toss, it's all TOS.
Right.
So
well, you and I both know that that's just what we call a prompt, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fan fiction, we do it all the time. In fan fiction, especially over at Ad Astra, somebody will throw out a one-line or a very small writing prompt from which you as a writer are challenged to write something unique and original inspired by that prompt or that line. Axanar is just that, but it just goes to show you how wonderfully creative people can make something unique and new and original from a prompt from one of the shows. What Axanar is the penultimate production of, and I don't want to say fan fiction in the bad way, but incredible fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. It's fantastic. They did such a good job.
Prelude, Axanar had done a screening, Prelude.
Yep.
Once the final product comes out, I have a feeling this thing needs to be seen on the big screen. So whatever they do, I hope that they plan on doing screenings, because I need to see this, the final product, Star Trek Axanar, on the big screen. So yes, let's make this happen. Let's get them there.
The link for their Kickstarter is in the space.com article, but we will also place it on the show
It'll be in show notes, and I just dropped it into chat. So yep.
Okay, great. So give it a look over. If you guys haven't seen this yet, I think your jaws will drop. It's a wow moment. It really is.
I want to subscribe to
our friend over at what?
I want to subscribe to the Federation History Channel. That's all I'm saying.
Wouldn't that be cool? Oh my God, wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, that's
now I have to find. I'll have to find Matthew Anderson. I'm going to put you on. I kind of now. RUR Genesis. There it is. Yay. Our good friend James Kerwin informed us that they've been invited to show RUR Genesis. I'm sorry. The person who's in the midst of trying to get a lot more money to create the. I should say, not get a lot more money. Seek out additional funding. for its full length feature film. Yeah. And they have been invited to show RUR Genesis, which is I think it's like a 10-minute trailer for like a featurette.
It's not very long, and it's quite good.
But it is very fun, and of course features Kipley and Chase Masterson.
Oh, yeah.
They've been invited to show it at Prague.
That's awesome. I saw that. Happy for James.
And congratulations, yeah. And if you guys haven't seen RUR Genesis yet, I'm going to put it in the chat room here just because it's very, very fun. And we showed a lot of it. We showed it a lot at the convention at Star Trek Las Vegas. Kipley was with us, and it was nice to be able to. Yes, and you have to admire Chase's, the initial shot. That's pretty cool. Okay, a little bit of fun news for those of us who like Alice Eve, who of course played. Oh God, what's her name? Dr.
Kirk's fleeing. Oh man, my brain.
Carol Marcus, thank you. Oy. Sorry, my brain just went a total brain fart is what that was.
Yes.
Alice Eve got engaged this week.
Oh,
cool. She is engaged to her high school sweetheart, her college sweetheart. They went to the same school together, dated back then, and they got this week.
Awesome.
It is wonderful, and we wish her all the best and congratulations. And we hope for a very long and happy. The date for the marriage has not yet been set. So too bad, guys. Carol's off the market. Sorry. Now, there's a very interesting and wonderful story written in StarTrek.com this week regarding the HerUniverse fashion show. Did you guys hear about this?
Didn't they talk about this some time ago?
What? About the fashion show?
Yeah, I remember a fashion show that we had mentioned, or that was mentioned briefly. So did that happen?
It did happen. It did happen. And what's wonderful is one of the designers, her name is Michelle Morrow, is featured in StarTrek.com with the model who is showing her Star Trek-inspired evening gown. So I'm going to put that in here. And it's inspired by James T. Kirk, and you get a look at it. And it's actually quite lovely. I think that she did a beautiful job. And I like the idea of what she did, which is this beautiful kind of drapey gold top with a black skirt. It's very pretty.
It's a wraparound top, looks like.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Isn't that cool? Unfortunately,
Is it
Michelle
Mirror
did not
Universe
win.
because she's wearing a sash? I'm
It
sorry.
could be. I don't know. It could be. Now, she did not win, but it is very, very neat that her work was featured in StarTrek.com and that we did get an opportunity for those of us who didn't get to go to San Diego Comic-Con to witness this, that we did get a chance to see at least one of them. Now I want to see how the rest of them went. But that's really cool. And congratulations to Ashley Eckstein for a really unique thing at Comic-Con now, and an opportunity for aspiring designers to get their work. Beautiful stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations.
Okay, now, did you guys, Mike, you're such a young child. You're such a young thing. Did you guys
Yeah,
have,
I am young, but not that young.
Did you guys have big wheels
Yes.
growing up? Okay. Did you see the big wheel from the 60s in this? Or from where is
I
this?
have not seen this.
Dude, they made a Star Trek big wheel, and I'm trying to figure out why I didn't
It's got
have
a
one.
walkie-talkie.
It has a walkie-talkie. It has a view screen. It has nacelles. Okay, the nacelles alone.
Oh,
is just so awesome.
This was like, way out of our price tag.
Oh yeah, mine too. I think, but
I
it
think
was
the
from
one at the very bottom is is closer to what we had.
Yeah. But holy crap! Look at that.
That is awesome. That is so
I put the
cool.
chat. For those listeners, what we're looking at is at StarTrek.com. It's a great little featurette regarding a early 1970s big wheel model of a Star Trek big wheel. It's so freaking cool. It's got a little view screen on the handle. It's got a walkie-talkie. It has little nacelles in the back and a little seat cushion for the captain. It's awesome. And it wasn't even a big wheel. It's called a slick cycle made by PlaidStallions.com. That's awesome. That is so cool.
That is cool.
So check it out because I think it's just too damn funny. Well, that's kind of it for the Star Trek news this week. It was actually kind of a nice quiet week considering everybody's coming down off of convention. It's my understanding that the convention dates for the next 2 years have been set. So let's talk about the convention. TNT show, Star Trek Las Vegas.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes.
You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
Next year, Star Trek Las Vegas begins on August 6th.
Actually,
before we get 6th
there,
through 9th, 2015.
Before we get there,
yeah,
we should mention that we did find out the dates for Shorely, and they are the weekend before STLV.
That's right.
So
guess what we're going to be focusing on? Yes, it's true, folks. It looks like G&T show will be able to cover both Shore Leave Convention this year and Star Trek Las Vegas. So congratulations for getting the dates right, folks. And I don't think that had anything to do with Shore Leave as much as it was just a freaky thing. It was just one of those things where the last weekend of July and the first weekend of August was the same damn weekend.
Yeah, either that or it was a hotel scheduling.
It might have been.
But I'm glad that it got worked out and things are returning back to a little more normalcy.
It's true. Well, the 2015 convention will be August 6th through 9th, 2015 at the Rio Suites Hotel in Las Vegas. Once again, great venue, working out really, really well for the convention since it's a post no longer existing Las Vegas Hilton problems. And they've also set the dates for 2016, which is huge.
I saw that.
It means that Creation knows that, and they're starting already. They're already starting to pump up the volume for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek.
Do you think that when they're scheduling celebrities for this this coming year, do you think they're also saying, hey, and we also want you back in 16?
I think they have no choice. choice.
Twofer.
Yeah, I think they have no choice. And to be honest with you, I'm also beginning to wonder whether or not we need to book 2016 vendors booth this far ahead of time. And I'm a little worried that they're going to pop up the price. We'll see. If there's one thing that they're going to be able to do, is they're going to be able to command a higher price because demand will be up. So therefore, they can demand a lot more. So don't be surprised. I don't think prices for 2015 will be all that much different, but do not be surprised if prices for 2016 tickets aren't a bit higher, folks. So fact of the matter is the 50th anniversary is a huge draw. In 2016, we all know people who are planning on coming, and they're planning on coming from all over the world again, right? We have friends, and it's kind of like going to be the big main reunion is going to be in 2016. So I can imagine they're going to ask more per ticket price. So just heads up on that one. But the good news is the dates are set, and we don't have to worry about them conflicting with Shore Leave, at least for 2015. So the G&T show is going to do its best to cover both Shore Leave and the Star Trek Las Vegas convention consecutive weeks. Not sure how we're going to do.
You're Skyping really bad, my dear.
But I don't know what the issue is. It's just really bad right now. I keep getting. Hold on? Do I need to stop and pop in?
Let's go ahead and try that. So everyone, please bear with us for a moment. But yeah, Terry, go ahead, because like I said, it was getting really bad. I don't think anyone has heard anything you said.
Okay.
So in the meantime, I am now required to entertain the group. Oh God. No. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, and at next year's convention, I am going to do my best to get healthy and to get there. Sadly, there's some kind of issue going on with Terry's broadband, so please bear with us. She'll be back in a moment. Do a jig or a sorry. Sorry, don't dance. But let's see. Since we're on the topic of convention news, some of the photos from G&T's experience at STLV is up on our website. Just check out the gallery and then go to the STLV 2014 section, and you should be able to see some of the photos that we've received from Vegas this year. I'm still waiting on a few photos from a few other people, so those should be changing in the near future or being expanded in the near future. But in the meantime, you can stop by our gallery and check those out. Are you back, Terry?
I have a feeling I'm back, but I'm not sure that it's any better.
Right off the bat, a little bit of Skyping there, but let's go ahead and just we'll try to bear with it.
So sorry, guys. My broadband has been acting up this week, and I don't know why. So I have a feeling my husband and I are going to have to call or find a way to boost the signal from our wireless modem to this office. It is. Well, so we talked a little bit about Star Trek Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about Shore Leave. And for those people who want to listen to something hilarious, go ahead and listen to our supplemental log with David Mack, Dayton Ward, and Kevin Dilmore.
Very true. We do talk. They do talk about their experiences from Shore Leave this year, where they were rock stars.
That's right. That's right. Big turnout for fans of Star Trek Lit, which was wonderful to hear. They talked about how there was a nice long line of people waiting for them to appear at the table so they could get their book signed and buy the book Seekers. That's awesome.
They were also giving away, I think it was like around 50 advanced copies of Seekers 2. Talk about lucky bastages.
Tell me about it. There was like 50 copies, they said? 50,
yeah,
50 or so copies?
Or 50, something like that.
Of Star Trek Seekers number 2, written by Dayton Ward and Kevin Dilmore, which has not yet been released and won't be released until, I think he said, the 26th of August. So that's, a week from today?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's not next week. I think it's the week after.
Right.
Because it's usually midweek. Yeah, so
it's usually a Tuesday or a Wednesday release. So it's either the 26th, 27th. And, but there's 40 some odd lucky people out there who already have read it. So I love Johnny Dangerously, and I use lucky bastages or bastage all the time. Argue nice.
I have no idea where the reference came from.
Oh, that's where it's from. You have to watch Johnny Dangerously now.
Okay, I'll have to. That says Fargan at Ice Holes.
Bargain souls. It's funny. Oh my gosh.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, you do. You really, really do. Well, now that we get to, before we start talking about some of the stuff that's coming up with the books, I did want to touch on some of the with games. So Star Trek Online.
Real quick, we have a guest.
Oh, we do?
Say good morning, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, handsome. How are you?
Voice on the radio.
I know.
Hey, this is my makeup voice. I haven't even talked yet. How's everyone doing?
I'm great, Black Magnum. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Terry Lynn. Good to hear your voice this morning. Good to hear you.
I always get so giggly when he's here. I do. It's like, oh my God, he's here.
I am here. How's everyone doing? I mean, what are you guys up to?
Perfect. Oh, we're great. We're great. How have you been the past few weeks, my dear?
Oh, I've been good. Just very busy. Work has been, kicking my backside, and I'm sorry you were Skyping out on us there.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
She's been experiencing technical difficulties, so bear with us, sir.
Oh, well, hopefully I can smooth things over.
Real quick, DEFCON says that it is the 26th for the ebook, and the paper book could be coming out anytime now, between now and then.
Okay, for Star Trek Seekers too.
Yes, so keep an eye out, check your local booksellers, or just wait till the 26th and grab it on ebook, which is what I'll be doing.
So Mr. Magnum.
Yeah.
You said you've been busy. Have you been too busy to play any Star Trek Online?
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
Oh, I have played it. Is there something wrong with the server, or is it just me?
So it's not just me.
No, I've been noticing lag.
When
I'm trying to deal with my crafting or my duty officers, I'll be online. I'm already in the game, and then slowly, this is completed. This is completed.
Yes.
This is completed.
It's like they only can load one at a time.
Yes.
I have noticed that.
It's so bad for me. I'm getting disconnected now. I have to wait for everything to load, and I've signed on probably 4 or 5 times in the past 3 days and got disconnected all 5 times. I'm just frustrated. I'm so frustrated by it, and I thought it was what we're dealing with on today's show. I thought maybe I'm being throttled, but
I don't think it's you.
It feels that way though, but just like what my Sori says, I don't think it's just you though.
Because I am seeing it's like it's on the duty officer system that I've noticed it the most. Because I only go in game, do the duty officer system, do my crafting daily thing, and then I pop out. And it's like I have to wait 20 minutes for each of my things to finish before it finally gets to the crafting. So it's like I'm just sitting there, checking out what's in the bank or what's in the exchange. But yeah, it is very odd.
And it's been bad for me. I mean, really bad. It kicked me out yesterday when I tried to bring up fleet holdings. When I tried to bring up the fleet holding system where I could donate dilithium, and unfortunately, it kicked me out. Now, luckily, I was able to get back in. I was able to donate my dilithium. Thank you. I was able to donate like 250,000 dilithium.
Oh, wow. I personally would like to thank you for that, because now the countdown for Tier 5 for the tactical part. Yeah. So we just have engineering.
Shipyard will be complete in 14 days, folks.
And then everybody in Caspian Rising can go get their Tier 5 fleet ships.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I've been waiting. I already have my the module.
Uh-huh.
I already have my module waiting in my inventory. I can pick up my fleet escort. Very happy with it.
Well, I already have the fleet ship I want on my Fed side, but it's which was the Excelsior. But on the Klingon side, I have to wait till Tier 5 for the ship that I want.
Yeah. And that's going to take a while. I know.
Yeah.
So Baz was saying that it's background processing, he thinks, and that where he is in the land down under, he's not having that issue. So I'm thinking because he's so far away and on the other side of the world, the delay is just normal for him. I'm just saying.
It has been extraordinarily frustrating for me this week to try to play because I was rubber banding so bad that, and I apologize to the team that I had on Colony Invasion, just saying I got kicked right in the middle of killing a bunch of Jem'Hadar.
I have a question. Do you think that we might be actually playing the game on Red Shirt and they're testing the new Delta Rising on Holodeck?
Ooh.
No.
No?
No,
I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to figure out how we have a server that's been running well lately, and then all of a sudden now it's
not quite all of a sudden.
Again.
It's not quite all of a sudden. They have released a few patches, so it's probably this latest patch that
I think it was
the latest, but this series is what really kicked it off. So now something is just putting
there's something
extra load in, and they need to figure it out.
Wise that have a problem, and to be honest with you, I took Thursday afternoon off.
Poor Terry.
Like you, my caseload is down. So I took Thursday. I tried to play Stowe and kept getting kicked out. So I went into Lotro and played probably 6 hours of Lotro on Thursday afternoon, which was awesome. And I finally got, because they had a big patch there too. So I finally got my character up to level 100 there.
Oh, wow. Nice. Congrats on that. Because I saw a post of yours. I don't know if it's on Twitter or on Facebook, but you did say that you were having issues with Star Trek Online server, but Lord of the Rings Online was working just fine for you.
Just fine.
Yeah,
just fine. Beautifully, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And again, I'm having such a good time with that game. There, but how I like I said, I have many alts in that one too. I'm an altaholic, I admit. But
do they have a support group for that?
I swear, I tell you,
they need one.
My main character, I finally got to level cap there. And probably 2 years and a quarter. And that's how long it took me to get the main character to level cap. Now,
is Terry Skyping?
Yeah, she's Skyping. She probably can't even hear us.
Oh, wow.
She was at level. It wasn't at level cap for very long, only a matter of a couple of weeks. So I'm back. Are you here?
Okay, we hear you. We hear you now.
Yeah, it was. The Skyping is just odd, but we're trying to hang in there.
I'm wondering if there's it's got to be a local issue for me. Then there's got to be at least something that adds to the problem. Let me see. I'm going to close.
This is purely a joke, but what usually helps me is paying my bill, so I can have online access.
Close that. Close that. I'm closing anything that might be having some kind of other thing running underneath it.
Right.
Which I don't know.
Well, right now you're sounding beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there might have been something open in my browser that was sucking up juice.
All right, let's see how this goes. So right on.
Yeah, I see you're Skyping to me, which means it's me.
Interesting.
Yeah, because sorry sounds good to me.
Yeah, everyone sounds well. Well,
right.
Nonetheless, please, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Issues beyond our control, sadly. But thanks for sticking with us, and we'll keep on going with the rest of the show.
Yeah. Well, so technical issues with me and with Stowe aside, and it's funny that I saw that Matthew or Andrew Wonder said that he's been hooked on Lotro a lot lately. There's just, there's so much to it. I did want to, and Mike, I'm going to put the onus on you to put the links into the chat room for DisruptorBeam.com for our friends over at Star Trek Timelines. We're covering all the games now, folks, not just Stowe, and asking everybody that if you're interested in playing Star Trek Timelines, which is the new mobile and browser-based game that has not yet been finished, is still in development, and there is no hard calendar, I guess you could say, for when they're going to release it.
Yeah, it hasn't even
our friend John Radoff, who is the CEO at Disruptor Beam. Yeah, it's not even an alpha. Our friend John Radoff at Disruptor Beam has a beautifully written kind of front page at DisruptorBeam.com and a link to their forums where you can join. And if you join their forums early, functionality. And if you want to help out with alpha and beta testing as it comes along, you'll have a much greater chance of being able to do so if you're a member of the community. I thought it was an interesting concept. I mean, the fact is that you can play, and create your own crew with kind of all these canon characters from all over the timeline Prime Universe, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's like they're taking the Shuttlecraft 1 concept, and just running with it. It's like all these different characters from all these different, times and places, and they're just allowing you to pick and choose who you want to take with you.
Yep.
So I like that.
I'm trying to sign up right now.
And I was going to say, it is, and some of the artwork, we did get the opportunity. By the way, they had a booth at the Star Trek convention. They had pretty much all of their executive staff was there. So they had the CEO, the lead designer, the lead concept work, the artists, as well as 3 people from their marketing team were there in force. They were doing raffle. They also had a computer there with a big high-def monitor, which showed their concept art as it's currently sitting, and some of it was quite beautiful. Some of the solar systems that they have were just awesome. And I want to say now that as one of the gimmicks that you can do is you can create your own planet, print out your own card with the depiction of your planet.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. So head over to disruptorbeam.com, join the forums, get involved. The fact of the matter is, and what I like about it is that it's not in competition with Star Trek Online. It is a completely different type of game. So like any other game that we had, console or even board game, it's just another Star Trek game, which is fun. So yay. And What
I kind of like about it is the fact that, it's when they release, they're not just going to release it to iOS, which is, the given. It usually hits iOS first, and then they eventually release it to Android and some of the others. Nope, this is browser-based. It's going to be available for iOS and Android. So that's yay for me.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And because I have both, I have an Android phone and I have an iPad. I want that capability because I do use both. iPad works better in iOS. I like the bigger tablet. I like my iPad. But when it comes to my phone, I use Android. I hate iPhones. I don't know why. It's just me. I like Android on my phone.
I've got a huge Galaxy Mega, which is like a 6.3 inch screen.
Nice.
So, it is a tablet. I read, I write, I do everything on it. I love it. But yeah. So
I'm still a PC guy.
Yeah, me too.
So like I said, the fact that it's coming to Android makes me very, very happy.
So Black Magnum, can I assume that if we were ever able to have the true capability of PC connectivity to our large HD TVs, that we would be happy?
Extremely. That would be like heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven with a slice of grilled cheese.
Yeah, to me, that's all I want to do.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Can you imagine 60-inch screen?
Grilled cheese.
I know, no, just the cheese,
Yep.
just the grilled cheese with a 60-inch screen TV with your game on it.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
That's what I want. Now, have the capability to do that with my laptop, but my laptop doesn't have the graphics card that my Alienware does.
Right.
So, but that's what I want. I want to be able to play Stowe in my living room.
Next time my folks go on vacation, I'm going to sneak my computer out to their house and hook it up to their 73-inch screen and see what that looks like.
Oh,
I'll take photos.
Oh, please do. I know. You're like, where are you at?
And did you guys know that Stowe is 3D capable?
No,
I did not know that.
Two years ago, I played Star Trek Online as a 3D game.
On a local 3D screen?
Yes. Well, actually,
do you need glasses or something?
You needed glasses. So the local computer gurus here in Albuquerque had a booth at the Albuquerque Comic Con, and I was able to sit down. They were using Stowe as their game of choice to show 3D capability. I sat down, and it was it was like a 3-monitor setup, and so it was just like a stretched out screen, right? But you put on the glasses, and holy crap, your ship was hovering right in front of you. It was the coolest thing ever.
Right on.
It's a very cool. I had no idea that the game was actually created with 3D built in. You just have to have the right software to show it, or the right hardware to show it.
I did not know that. That's because I always save my glasses from the movies whenever I go see. I and I have at least 3 or 4 pairs of those. I wonder if those will work.
Yeah, I don't know what. It's something.
You need the 3D TV because the way that it does is it has like for every 1 pixel, it displays it in 3 different ways. So you actually get that 3D effect. You need
I want to say it was the monitors they were showing off.
Oh.
But I did need glasses to look at it right.
Yeah, otherwise you get, it looks just blurred and it looks like garbage until you put the glasses on and then it all becomes clear and it makes sense. Why.
Didn't 3D TV go the way of Betamax? Because
unfortunately, because it became frustrating for me as a consumer. That they were only making movies to sell televisions, right? It's like I didn't want to go see 3D films, and I don't. I saw one 3D film, and I regretted it. It was. It sounds so funny, but it was good. Did you hear me?
Oh, you're Skyping right now.
You're Skyping right now.
Complaining about.
Yeah, but 3D films take some getting used to. We've been born and raised on a big silver screen, and now we have things popping out at us in the theater, so it does take a little orientation.
3D has always been a fad type of not technology, but, in the 50s, 3D came out, and it was like, hoo-ah, and then it went away, and then it came back, it comes back and it goes out. I don't think it's quite ready for the consumer market, just because of the fact that the glasses are involved. Once they're able to create a 3D television without the need for the glasses, I think is when it will really become more user friendly, so to speak. Because without the glasses, what do you get? Blurry television.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
not. You have to worry about, okay, did I misplace my glasses? And if you did, you're gonna have to order a new set in order to watch, whatever it is you were watching. So it's because of that requirement that it makes it still an inconvenient. Crap, I can't think of the word. My brain's still sleeping apparently. It's a novelty. Thank you. That's the word. It's still a novelty type of technology.
Yeah, I think if we get, just like what you're saying, if we get 3D without the glasses, it would make it so much better. So somebody's going to have to come up with some better technology to present a movie or a TV show in 3D without the use of these glasses. Because that's why I said, didn't 3D TV go the way of Betamax? Because who's going to sit there and have their friends over to watch the Super Bowl? How many glasses are you going to have for everybody to look at that TV?
Right. Yeah. And it's a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Big pain in the butt. Now, and that's part of the reason why I think that they died on the vine. Was just because it was a novelty and it wasn't going to carry over, and not everybody was going to have a 3D TV, and they weren't going to convert all previous or anything in the future. It wasn't like all of these studios were going to start filming like CSI in 3D. I'm dead, aren't I?
No,
you've been
still
Skyping.
getting you.
I could get you. Yeah, we understand you a little bit, but yeah, can you imagine CSI in 3D? You got a dead body right practically in your lap,
In your living room.
In your living room. Your house is now the crime scene.
Sony has been playing around with some interesting projection technology, where they can overlay a projected image onto your room, and they can kind of sort of using light. Kind of sort of transform it into whatever they want. It requires lots of different projectors from different angles in order to do so, but that seems interesting because with that, it's kind of like the opposite of what the Microsoft's my brain's still not functional.
I'm in your time zone, so I'm right there with you. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'd be any use.
Microsoft, they have their little camera set up where it watches you and it's all motion capture. It watches what you do, and I forget what it's called. But anyways.
Oh, it's called Jail. I'm just kidding.
Well, Sony's is the opposite. It projects an image and, it uses that to create the environment around you. So, that's where I would like to see the CSI come into play. It projecting a dead body in your living room on your floor. And you're just kind of, having a seat watching it unfold around you. Oh, Connect. Thank you, Andrew Wonders. Thank you.
Wouldn't it be cool, though? You turn on the TV, your room now becomes the set of the show.
Yeah.
And everything is being projected around you. That way you have that full-on experience. You can stand next to the actors while they're saying their lines. And you got the dead body and you keep looking at it to see if they're breathing. Because they're not dead, right? It's a person trying to be dead. I always do that. I guess I'm weird that way because anytime I see a show and there's a dead body and they keep showing it for some length of time, they gotta breathe at some point. So that's all I'm fixated on. I don't know why.
I would speak, but unfortunately, I think the Skyping's getting worse, you guys.
Actually, right now it's good.
Okay, good. Like crap, because it's
my
it's
gosh.
bad. It's so bad.
Say hello to someone who just joined us in the chat room. I have not seen her in a long time in the chat room. Hi, Starfleet Mom. We missed you.
Aw, Starfleet Mom. Of course, she jumps in right when my computer's all being futzy and I miss Mom.
Isn't Starfleet Mom the doppelganger of Michelle Speck at Star Trek Las Vegas?
I think it was a transporter accident.
Yeah. So they split in half, and there was Starfleet Mom and Michelle, and they hung out together, and it looked like they were twins.
Yeah, that was
It was
totally
awesome. It was totally awesome.
I'm just seeing all the pictures. You know, I was just like, just totally in shock, totally loving every single moment of it. But to actually be there and be a Nick was he was the middle in a.
He was a kid in a candy store.
Oh yeah.
No, he was the middle in a McKenna sandwich.
In a McKenna sandwich.
You know what's funny is like when I saw the photos, it was like Starfleet Mom saw Dr. McKenna and said, "Oh, let's have a makeover," and now they both look alike. I don't know. They looked exactly like. I was like, okay, is somebody walking around with a mirror?
I had asked her at one point over the con if she was planning on becoming McKenna's stunt double for the next Star Trek Continues.
Did you see what no one important wrote?
Confirm nor deny that.
Did you see what no one important wrote in the chat channel? So Starfleet Mom says, "I'm the evil Dr. McKenna," and no one important wrote, "You can't be the evil one. You don't have a goatee."
And Anthony, Mr. Black Magnum, do you have plans to join us at a convention anytime soon?
I do. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it this year. I tried my best, and I just couldn't. I couldn't foot it. Yeah. I had too much going on, and one of Grandmasters.
You better be there for.
I better be there for what? She's Skyping.
Maybe
what year?
2016.
Okay, 2016, I will be there. That gives me plenty of time to arrange everything so that there's no conflicting schedules. Cool. So I'll be there. And I'll just put my treadmill to use so I can tone up a little bit.
Apparently I speak Skype.
It's so bad, so frustrating that I want to cry. I hate when my show is bad because my tech isn't working right. So I apologize to everyone now. It sucks.
Yes, we've been let's see. We've talked about Star Trek Online.
Talked about timelines.
Mm-hmm. Talked about the convention.
So before, because we'll probably end the show early, and we'll call it a wrap in about 9 minutes, just because the Skyping is going to drive me crazy, and I can't do this for another half an hour. But I did want to get the link I put into the chat room in TeamSpeak. I wanted to get this picture out there because if you guys haven't seen the cover to the new Star Trek book, Section 31 by David Mack, called Disavowed, then you don't know what you're missing, because this is probably the coolest cover for a Star Trek book that I've seen since Seekers.
Yeah, that spoiler for anyone who has not read The Fall, but I am pleased to continue the story of what happened to Julian Bashir.
Yes.
So the fact that here it is makes me so pleased.
This looks cool.
It's real. So the beauty of Star Trek Lit, of course, is not only are you going to get. By the way, come to find out that Dayton Ward's working on the next TNG novel, the post-fall TNG novel is pretty freaking awesome too. Mm-hmm. The Enterprise is kind of going back to its
explorational roots,
main duties of exploration. That you're getting TNG books, you're getting Titan books, you're getting all of the Star Trek type books, but you're also getting these unique ways of telling Star Trek stories, which we had always talked about, which was, why don't you do spy books? And isn't Bashir just the perfect catalyst for that?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So now David Mack gets to kind of play with being Le Carré or even Tom Clancy, but using Star Trek characters.
And apparently he's got one other one after this in at least, the gears turning for a sequel or another
Correct.
in this storyline. So
yes,
that's awesome.
He did say Star Trek Section 31 books, plural. So there's going to be more than one, which I think is pretty damn awesome. So for people who like spy novels but still like Star Trek, Section 31 is freaking cool.
Do you think we'll see a 24 like a 24 like book sometime in this particular book series?
Possibly. And we still have to give James Swallow a plug. Isn't he working on didn't he work on a 24 novel? He is.
I think he did. Yeah.
He is. So
let's see. Typhon Pack. This has been one of the goals for Section 31 in the Typhon Pack for quite a while. So the fact that they got what they wanted, I want to see what they do with him now. And so that makes me very, very excited for the series.
I'm just very excited about the idea of it. I'm loving the idea that we're getting unique and fun ways because there isn't. The Star Trek universe is so big and is so diverse that you could, like we said, do that kind of Little House on the Prairie treatment with it, which is you can do a story that focuses on the Doctor, can do a story that focuses.
Oh, looks like we lost her. Terry.
Oh no.
I get what you're saying.
Here she's back. She's back.
Oh my God!
Back.
I want to.
But you're sounding clearer now. So
you sound so much better.
Well, how long before it goes to hell in a handbasket, right?
I know, right?
Either way.
But what you were saying was the Little House on the Prairie treatment, where everyone has a story, and we're getting we're finally getting to the point where we're starting to explore everyone's individual story and where it's taking them. The characters that were introduced in the series, yes, they were all together, and yes, they did their thing. But now in this in the literary universe, everyone's kind of sort of going their separate way, and as a result, we're following them and we're seeing how their lives are continuing to evolve, and I think that's great. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Does it make me a bad person if Nellie Olson was my favorite character?
No, wasn't she the most interesting?
Yeah, I liked
character on the show. Do you really?
I really liked her. I mean, everybody else was so goody two shoe, and then you got Nellie Olson who was pushing boundaries. I loved it, but that's just me.
She was. I used to hate her character because she was evil, and then you found out that she was really a really troubled soul who had a heart of gold. She just didn't know how to deal with crap. That's why I liked her. As the later seasons, right? She was a good person. She was just, her mother twisted her. Oh!
Yeah, she was influenced by her mom. Her mom was evil. I do have to say that. But I like Nellie also. I always did.
Nellie was an unfortunate victim. But it's true. I really am enjoying what I'm seeing coming out of Simon & Schuster Puckett lately with Star Trek, because the ideas of it are exactly what I would always hope for Star Trek as far as a television series was concerned. I mean, I always thought that a new series could come back. You could set up those in a bottle, man. Make them cheap. You want to do them cheap? You don't need a lot of special effects when it comes to lawyer stories, medical stories, anything like that. Set up a set and say, here's Starbase whatever, medical frigate whatever. Follow Crusher.
All you need is a ship, and then you got with Section 31 and Julian Bashir, because of his enhancements, this doesn't even have to just be in sickbay all the time. These are special assignments. They need someone with his intellect, and he goes out and fulfills it. But there could be stories.
He does have enhanced hand-eye coordination as well. So
so he could be the next James Bond.
He is the next James Bond.
He is the next James Bond. I mean,
there you go.
In the books, he really is.
How do you like your Raktajino? Shaken, not stirred.
I'm excited to see. Oh well, Black Magnum. I'm going to be calling this one short because I'm starting to Skype out again.
No worries.
Real quick,
yes, sir.
Before we
have many announcements.
Well, I don't know about many, but I just wanted to mention that along the same lines as the book discussion, we also know that Seekers is getting, books 3 and 4 are definitely going to happen. Dayton still is working on is yet to work on his outline. Dayton and Kevin are for book 4, but book 3 is already on David Mack's schedule to be written. So, and the fact, I don't know how far along you are, Carrie, on Seekers book 1, but I'm am well over the halfway point. I'm chapter 19, and oh my god. They had said that the Shaddai are no more. And they are. But there's still a lot of Shaddai stories to be told, apparently.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, so check out Seekers, book 1, totally worth it. It's a little odd, getting started because you're thinking it's going to go in one direction, and it surprises me every now and again. So yeah, definitely worth reading. Check it out.
I posted something in the chat, you two. I don't know if you want to talk about that. I just watched that yesterday.
We talked. That's how we kicked off the show.
Oh, that's it. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we kicked off the show.
I was late.
And again, we'll put the links to Star Trek Axanar on our website and our show notes, so people can go and help them get some additional money to help with the full-length feature that they're doing. And congratulations to Alec Peters and team on reaching your goal for Kickstarter for the initial. And we hope that things go very, very well. We wish you all the very best. And to everybody else working on the unofficial productions, regardless of which one it is, you guys are just doing gangbusters. Yep. Amazing work. Phase 2, oh my God, the sets look incredible, James. Really do. And looking forward to seeing more coming out there. Mike, do we have any other announcements?
Speaking of Phase 2, I had heard that they are changing around their planned release schedule.
Okay.
I believe it's what was slated to be their 3rd episode is now going to be released first. At least what they've got. They've got 3 episodes in the works right now. But what was planned to be their 3rd episode is now going to be their 1st episode that they're releasing out of this batch. The one that was first, I guess they're having some issues with the editing or whatnot. So it keeps getting pushed back. But they indicate that it's still coming, but we are going to be seeing some, so keep an eye out. Farragut, they've released a few.
That's right. Hi, everybody at Farragut.
So that was a fun little episode. So check that out. And DEFCON says a New Frontiers book is we're going to get at least one more from Peter David, apparently.
Wow.
So keep an eye out
for that. That's wonderful. Darn.
Calhoun, yes.
It'll be awesome. Good to read about Mackenzie again. All right. Black Magnum, as always, thank you so much for coming in and helping us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, sorry I was a little late. I slept in.
No, that's okay. It's awesome. And everybody, you can join us next week for episode 154. That will be Sunday, August 24th. Don't forget to listen to our supplemental log with Dayton Ward, Kevin Dilmore, and David Mack, which was outrageous. By the way, if you guys are offended by dirty words, don't listen, because boy, we were off the hook. It was bad.
I want to listen though. I just want to play it in the background blaring. I want that.
Somebody said we were a little bawdy.
Understatement.
We were nasty.
Awesome.
So we definitely earned our explicit rating for that one. So I would definitely not allow your children to listen if you don't want them to know about bodily functions they don't need to know about. Just saying. And that's kind of it. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week. And
take care.
Black Magnum, you're always welcome to join us.
Oh, thank you. Always happy to be here. Love you guys too.
Kapla and Jolan.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
G&T show is a busy little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race, and we make space a happy place. a zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. I'm gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To Boligo where no man's gone before. Space heavy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G